Good afternoon. This is Veterans Talk. It ain't nothing but a thing, but it's a thing we want you to tune into every Saturday afternoon. I'm Elsa McGee, your host, and I'm here with my brother in Christ and my, I won't say brother in Christ, but we're gonna develop a positive take on this.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna follow in John Lewis steps. We're gonna be bearers of good trouble.
Good trouble, yes.
Good trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm blessed, man.
Yeah.
I have been so busy this week. I mean, it was crazy, man. At the state council meeting last Saturday, October the 11th. October the 12th. We went down there like we usually do, quarterly meeting. Expecting to rally the state council to support the memorial, and this call to unity that we're putting out to all Fulton County veterans, all the region. And I was so humbled by what they did when I raised a motion for them to support the project. They bought a brick.
Yes. Yeah.
And all the other chapters there pledged to buy a brick. And not only that, Tony, the idea popped into me, and they sanctioned it that I should go to every Vietnam veteran chapter in the country because we got access to that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We're reaching out. What they feel like we should do is give Vietnam era veterans the opportunity first to support this memorial because it's our legacy. It's a legacy for our generation of service. Why? Because I did an interview this morning with a young Asian veteran. He was a W-2 warrant officer currently. Okay. And he gave us credit, Tony, for what we talk about all the time, integrate the U.S. military, and making it what it is now. This is one of the most integrated, more diverse entities in our society today. Is the U.S. military,
Definitely.
And it's the best functional unit.
Yes.
All these young people getting along like community.
Yeah.
They got each other back, and what they doing right now? We see all this fuss about everything but them, and they're not sending them. They're at war right now in the Middle East. The Navy and the Air Force and a special rocket unit on the ground. Our young military personnel. And you think that they're giving the political correctness, giving any kind of consideration to them and their family right now? It's a quiet. I ain't heard no conversation, Tony.
It's called crickets.
And I was so, but what state council believe is that, I got the other news that in 2027 there will be no more Vietnam Veterans of America nationally. It dissolves. So they're recommending that we have to charter our chapter locally.
Yeah, local.
But see, what we have already started focusing locally, Tony. We had already started focusing locally. We already set up locally.
Yep.
So we could go in a direction that we need to go in order to keep building this respect and value for military service.
Yeah.
And for the people that do the service, and what it means to the country, because we can talk about the war weapons that don't need to be in the community.
Yeah.
I don't know a veteran, Tony. I don't know a police officer that's a veteran either that don't want that stuff in that community. And what we got to be bold enough one day to stand up and say, that's enough. Get them out. Right?
Yeah.
That's enough. Get them out. Because of the injury it's causing to our community. We talk about the casualties of the walls, right? But do you realize, Tony, that you have more casualties in this country right now from gun violence every day than you got going on in both of the walls.
Yeah, in a combat area. Yeah.
And we so quiet about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we so quiet about it? This is what we serve for. We serve so that we will have a safe nation. You know, you don't need all of that. The military got your back. You know, that's what we do. We keep you out of danger. Mm-hmm. And then you got the police force. They keep you out of danger. Train them, pay them.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Tony. But you know, we here doing the same thing we've been doing, trying ever since we started the show, trying to make sense out of a sensitive situation when we look at the plight of veterans in the USA and how the USA is handling the plight of veterans. You know, we got to get better representation. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm gonna say this here, even though I'm not casting any aspersion on the Democrats right now, because we need them. Mm-hmm. You know, we need them to save the democracy. But you know, I'm gonna say this: neither one of these candidates, we wasn't expecting nobody to call us suckers and losers to come see what we had to say. You know, but the Democrats ain't come to see what we had to say either. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's a problem with me. You know, that's a problem with every veteran. You know, because when we are going to access the governments that we serve for the purpose that they're supposed to perform for us, we ain't getting it. And it's contributing to us being put in predicaments where we purchase more than we can afford. You know, we purchase more than we can afford. And it's gotten us in economic crisis in our communities where you got more evictions and foreclosures than you can think about, and people being quiet about it. They're being quiet about it because they ain't got the media. Mm-hmm. That's not something for the media to talk about, right? Why you got people overbearing with this economy, and that's coming from these billionaires. Mm-hmm.
Greedy billionaires.
Thank you, Tony, because I don't want to catch all. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Because we got to start taking note of this, and we need to start taking note of it now, because we got forces at work that's ready to destroy what we serve for.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, not only they calling us suckers and losers, they gonna destroy what we serve for. They got laws that let guns go into our communities like they let them go in the war zones. Mm-hmm. It's time out.
Yep.
Somebody got to speak up, and I think veterans gonna speak up, and we're saying it now.
Right.
Call to unity.
You know, one of the things, and we talk about it all the time, about vetting our politicians before we vote for them. That's one area, meaning gun control, that it is a challenge in our community, in fact in the nation, but we aren't that vocal about it. And we gotta find out, what is your stance on gun control?
We going along to get along. Why are we doing that? Yeah. That's bothering me now. I mean, at 77 I done got really concerned. Yeah. You know, because I'm looking at I got a meeting today with my great grandbabies, and you know, we're just gonna go. We're gonna go out to eat. Yep. And this is expensive out to eat.
Yes.
You know, but you know, this is the price I need to pay to have, you know, to have family gatherings. You know, and whatever comes, make it positive family gatherings. You know? Yeah. Try to be to family. Get them to know we got to start doing one thing. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Period. Yeah. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And all this garbage, this drama that they're creating with the music and the grabbing, making people overspend what they got, creating these frustrations. People coming out their homes frustrated, trying to go to work and getting road rage. There ain't no road rage. It's rage.
It is. It is.
You know, because they got them so uptight, and then they got guns. So I'll just start shooting folks.
Yeah, and that's a challenge that I am learning to live with. You know, the idea that before you could have a confrontation in your car, and the most would have happened is the guy would have shot you a bird, pulled in front of you, slammed on the brakes, and then went on. But now they've added an element of a deadly weapon in this scenario. And so as a result, you know, you're now afraid to confront people in a situation like that. So in my situation, I just back off and give them the space. You know, I'm not going to lose my life or injure my body because of somebody's lack of control of their emotions.
Well, see what done happened though, Tony. We got to add something else to that.
Okay.
The traumatization of America.
Yeah.
Listen, we got more mental illnesses in this country now because of the way we behave and live than ever before. See, I really, it took me a long time to try to understand mental illness because I didn't want to admit that post-traumatic stress disorder. I was traumatized when I was wounded in combat at the age of 20, Tony. I'm still trying to develop manhood.
Yep.
I was traumatized. And since then, I've come home and the nation has been traumatized. All this gun violence, right?
Yeah.
It's a war zone. I'm going to tell you what, Tony, sometimes I be just as scared going to the store as I was in Vietnam.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can believe
I'm
it.
kind of looking around and say, man, do I need to get a pistol?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that is crazy because I'm a mental patient. I don't need no pistol.
Exactly. And you just stole the point, you know. But the idea of feeling traumatized to the point that you want to do that, knowing that you have challenges when it comes to weapons, you know. But then you got a lot of people out there who don't recognize the fact that they have trauma associated with whatever's going on with their family, and as a result, they have easy access to deadly weapons. You know, and therein is the problem. You know, we can, and I'm going to say it, we can blame the government because we had facilities to help people who are dealing with trauma. You know, housing them and giving them whatever is necessary so that they can at least attempt to get past that. But because of the economy and the governing bodies, both parties, we're not going to put it on one party, have chosen to not handle that situation the way it needs to be handled.
I'm going to tell you why. The love of money.
Oh, yep.
Idolatry. You know, we caught up in the want for things, and we have got to the point where we value things over life itself.
Yep.
And that's I'm gonna just say this, Tony, because I know where we come from. We're brothers in Christ. We're saved men. We're godly men. But the church got a problem.
Oh yes. Yep.
With teaching the word of God in the community. I mean, truly, I mean, you see these children learning everything, but you ain't got no a church training in the community that offsets some of this negative stuff that's being puked by the media.
Yeah.
It's a shame that, you know, and then we got these mega churches now.
Yeah.
And they don't even know who all is in the church, and they definitely ain't caring about who in the community where they live and work and come together and worship. It's something we as men of God and veterans, we got a right to speak out. I believe that we done got people up there defining the Constitution with the Bible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They found the Constitution with the Bible. But, you know, there is the founders talked about the separation of church and state. They was talking about the role that they should play. Right? That's what they was talking about.
Yeah.
But now they got it all twisted up where you got somebody talking about the advantages and they trying to take over the government because they gonna force women, right? Force women. God gave us all choice,
Yes.
right? God gave us choice, but they gonna take choice away from the woman and God and her doctor.
Yes. That's.
I mean, this to me. I don't understand why men don't get that. And say, wait a minute, anybody want to do that, man? You're not God.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm definitely, in my humble opinion, I'm against abortion. Right? I'm against abortion, but I can't have no baby.
Right.
I can't do no abortion. Right. I don't have the chemicals to understand that. So it's not my business.
Exactly.
When I start trying to take that choice away from, I'm taking what God has given her.
Yes.
Choice. Like he give us choice.
Yes.
All of us have that. Why are we got a society so caught up on acting like they're God and want to use the government to impose their will on the people? Something is wrong with the church.
Yep. Yes. And the thing about it is the public, the people of the country know what they want. But the thing about that is they've got to learn, and once again, since it's election time, vet these people. Make them let you know what their position is.
And I'm going to tell you what we've seen in this election, man, that's so powerful. We're missing it. The conjugation of hypocrites.
Yeah.
Billionaires now. These are billionaires, and they openly showing you how they manipulate stuff in society to get what they want.
Yeah.
And the people applaud them for taking away their rights. That's, you know what, I can't see the forest for the trees. It's some kind of blinding effect that's going on with these billionaires' ability to come up and say, we're going to take over government in America. We done seen it in Russia.
Yep.
Right? We see it in a lot of the communist countries, right? And I mean, where you got dictators.
Yes.
You got dictators, they tell you what you going to think, what you going to believe, and what you going to say. Period. Our service to make sure we don't have that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
we don't have that kind of stuff going on.
We serve to preserve the democracy. But then the challenge now is we have a major portion of the voting public voting for someone who believes totally opposite to that statement. I mean, totally. And it's
obvious. He done came out and said it so many ways that I'm trying to figure out what kind of spirit, what kind of spell that's been cast over people.
And we've heard from time to now, a man will tell you. We will tell you what we're going to do. Yeah. We will tell you how we feel about things. We're going to let you know. Yeah. It's not. We aren't going to surprise you with anything, and that's what he's doing. He's letting you know.
And you got these hypocrites with him.
Yes.
That try to explain it away. Oh well, he just ain't a traditional politician. He just talking. Duh.
Yes.
They have all. Listen. I wish they would go back and watch this man how he turn on people that stop doing what he want them to do.
Yeah.
William Saxby. Now I'm not no William Saxby lover, right? Alabama. You know he was a racist too. But what he did, he was the first senator, especially the senator that stood up and brought this man into politics. The first one. And he started giving William little trinkets of power after that, right? But he took his values away from him. See, Saxby, and in spite of his racist stuff, he was a true American patriot in terms of the Constitution.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In terms of the Constitution. And so he refused to kill an investigation for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
The Russian investigation. Right. He refused to do it. And what happened after that, bruh? Somebody go talk with William.
Yeah.
Where is that? Somebody go talk with you. Have you heard anything from him?
As they say, crickets. You know, and he's one of those people that really needs to speak up and say, you know, it's like, look at me, look at what happened to me when I basically pledged total allegiance to this man, and he turned on him in a heartbeat,
destroying him.
Yes.
See, I'm trying to figure out Michael Cohen's.
Yeah.
His Fix-It boy.
Yep.
Turned on a man and got him put in jail.
The governor of Georgia. You know, what does he have to do for them to see who he really is? Mm-hmm. He's shown everybody that's dealt with him on different levels how he truly feels. He's number one. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't care about other people and anything else that doesn't agree with what, at the time, his thoughts are. Yes.
And that's the kind of thing that we got the government to abate. That's what we serve to make sure we had for every generation of Americans. And now we got this poison, toxic stuff that I don't even understand, but we got a call to unity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We got a call to unity. For those Americans that believe what we serve for. I mean, unless you done got out and you done turned to, you done got up, you finna drink the Kool-Aid too. I don't know. Yeah. I hope not. Listen, our generation, Tony, and I want to salute you and all of my peers, all of my brothers and sisters from the Vietnam era, because we changed America.
Yes.
But then now we backing up and stop. Let somebody else take it over and take it another direction.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make sense. I'm looking at the VA. I'm so hurt by the VA. I'm a veteran. I'm a combat veteran. I've been rated 100% total and permanently disabled by VA. And that stems from my service in Vietnam. First with PTSD and TBI. PTSD from trauma, TBI from head wounds, and a heart condition from exposure to Agent Orange. Tumors on the brain from exposure to Agent Orange. So I got enough stuff to die any day. And the truth of the matter is, Tony, though, I try to make a joke out of it, but the truth of the matter is, our generation of veterans, the Vietnam era, is the fastest dying generation of veterans ever.
Yeah. Because
of those two things that we just talked about.
Right. Yes.
And the problem is, we're not even seeing how quiet the nation is when every day God give us, we got 17 to 25 veterans committing suicide.
Yes. Yeah.
It's suicide. They're killing themselves. You got about, they saying about 15 of us dying from conditions of Agent Orange. Prostate cancer, colon cancer, brain cancer, heart disease, diabetes. I can just go down the whole list.
Yes.
The whole list.
Most medical conditions that will decrease your quality of life or result in your death, veterans are dealing with it
every day, and their families, Tony.
That's right. It doesn't. It not only just the veteran, but you're right. His family And if it's affecting him and his family, it's affecting the community.
It's affecting the community.
So all of us are suffering as a result of what happened in Vietnam during that era.
And that era.
Yeah.
And what they should look at now, because it is ongoing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We learned because of our, resistance to this. Just listen at what they say. We want to see what you're doing. We know now that there are over 200 U.S. military bases and operations in this country today that's contaminated with toxics that's going to impact the health of our young people that's serving right now, this minute. And we're not just going to be quiet about that. This is a call to unity. We're not going to be quiet about where we see the government failing when we serve to make sure we had a government.
Exactly.
No, we're not going to let nobody. These colors don't run. That's the U.S. military.
Yep.
These colors don't run. And like we heard the general say, we don't take no oath to no dictators.
Right.
I don't understand what is going on in the veteran community. Wake up.
Yes.
And this is giving us an opportunity, though, Tony, to take the show nationwide, because see, as we go chapter to chapter, we're going to tell them, join on Saturday, so we can get the voice that we need to speak to all of our sisters and brothers, for every generation of veterans. For every generation.
And not just our voice, but here's an opportunity for the voices of veterans. And it's almost, at some point, it feels like a silent majority that's out there, because our numbers are high and strong.
Listen,
but some of us are just, and I'm going to say, choosing not to speak up.
Just be too laid back.
Yeah.
Well, see, what sometimes some of us look at it like him. We got a little bit more than some of them, because of what we did. We got a little bit more than some of them, so I'm going to just be quiet. I got mine.
Yeah.
I'm going to just get out the way, because I don't need all that drama, because I know what I'm going to do when we start the drama. That's the way some of them feel. And I respect that, but we can't accept that right now. This has got to be a call to unity. We got to come out of our complacency and speak up in a way that we are heard. Because, see, we can address the issues that we have in our community if we just come together. We got the resources. We got to stop listening to somebody talking about, the way he going to raise money is he going to put tariffs on imports. And export. Listen, man, that goes straight to your pocket.
That's the dumb part about it. He gonna put tariffs on them. Guess what? They're gonna raise the prices. And so it's not, he doesn't understand economics. He does not understand. He's going off the top of his head with short vision.
But but now let me say this: if you are an autocrat, right, you building the pockets of your oligarchy, right? That makes sense, because now you got more control over the people than you had over yesterday. Right? Because you don't raise the price of everything, so you got to go to work. You got to take the wages that they want to pay you. And they don't pay you a livable wage right now, and you still running behind them, starving. We need to wake up. But I'm so excited about one thing. Tim Walsh. I'm excited about him. Why? He was a sergeant major. You didn't get to be a sergeant major by be a bootleg flipper. You was standing up for your troops, right? Because your troops would have got rid of you, before you got to be a sergeant major. But that's what excites me about him, and I believe we're gonna have a ear.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
We're gonna have an ear in the administration that hear us. Right? I believe that, because they done spoke to veteran about the veteran issue. But they ain't sit down and talk to none of us. So I got a problem with that part. But I know it's politics. But I believe after the election, we're going to have an ear in the White House like we never had before. And we're going to be able to get a Congress that responds to the needs of the people, not the need of the oligarchy. See, you got all these billionaires that running behind this dictator because they want to stay in control.
Yeah.
And the best way to stay in control, they don't realize now, just take over the government.
Yes.
And just tell you, this is the way it's gonna work. And they got one that'll say what he mean. And you know what? He'll do it, Tony.
Yes. Yeah. Given the opportunity, he will do it. I'm gonna. You don't have to give him the opportunity because he's doing it now. And he's not in a presidential position to make decisions and to influence anything.
Yeah.
But he's doing it.
He's doing it because he's manipulating the media.
Yes.
He got the media where you can see their two sides.
Yeah.
You know, their blind side. You know, because they won't play up the truth, right? They just won't play up the truth. They got all these posters out there, right? Now the voters done show themselves that they ain't never seen before. They're breaking records.
Yes.
And they don't know who they voting for.
Yeah. That's the thing that just really is key in the numbers of voters that are showing up early. And voting early. Which means that the numbers are going to be really high. Yes. And actually, it's really going to give us a picture of our country. Once the numbers come out and we see who voted, because they're going to be able to pinpoint it to the point of who voted for who in this election.
And they'll understand. Even if the people that we want to win, we need to know what you're saying right now. So that we can start working on this unity in our nation. Because, see, we know, we went into the military, Tony, and I had this interview this morning by Dust Off, which was the medevac chapters that medevaced me out of the field when I was wounded. You know, they went around, they got a program going on. So they wanted to interview me again. You know, I wasn't interviewed when they did at Kennesaw. They just brought the program up there and set it out. Well, they called me and said, well, you know, they still dealing with people that was wounded in Vietnam, and, you know, they medevaced them out. So they got that little thing going on, and I interviewed them. And it was by a warrant officer, a W-2. It was by a warrant officer, W-2. I can't do that right now. This is Dwayne, man. Hey, how you doing, bro? We're on the show right now, so we'll get you another day.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, what we got to be able to do is understand what we're saying to veterans with this call to unity. See, our guys, the 240, didn't just come from one part of Fulton County, but coming out of 8, 9 different cities.
Yes.
Right? These cities have probably never did anything together. Never.
No, you're right. You're right.
So but they're finna do something together now. You know, we're finna dedicate a memorial to their sons. And you know, one of the mayors, and I want to speak out to her right now, Parramatta, I've already committed to let her seal be in the park.
Yeah.
And to support us placing these guys' pictures up, murals up all around her city.
Yeah.
You know, in honor. To acknowledge, this is just the beginning. To acknowledge, bringing that together. We got a collective sacrifice. As long as them pictures, they just in D.C., you know, you're going to see them when you go there. But what about letting their community and families see them in a park that they can walk through every day?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, whenever they feel like it. To understand that they gave their lives. They say no greater love than this.
Yeah.
No greater love. They gave their lives for us to have what we got, Tony.
Yes.
Now, you know, you and I know how exciting that was when we was in there, because that's all we look forward to, getting out and having a piece of the American pie.
That's it.
You know.
That's it.
And so this call to unity is a belief, a faith that what they served for, what they accomplished in their short lives meant something. It meant something. So we what we're doing here in Atlanta, Georgia, and Fulton County, we're challenging all veterans in every county in the state and every state and the union and all the territories to bring those people home, to bring them home.
Yeah.
You know what our state council Brick gonna say?
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
These guys, welcome
Yeah.
home.
Yes.
That's what they voted to say when I make sure to say, yeah, we're gonna buy the brick and we're gonna say welcome home.
Yeah.
I mean, this is our legacy.
Yes.
You know, it's not just for we're doing it here in Atlanta, but it really is all Vietnam era
Veteran.
legacy.
Yes. Yes.
So we're gonna give you an opportunity to buy a brick. Go to the memorial website, the sonsofatlanta.org, sonsofatlanta.org. You can buy a brick. Now let me be clear with you. It's on a first come, first serve basis, and we're marketing this brickathon we got going on now. We're posting all over social media. We're posting on the chapters websites throughout the country, and on the 12,000 slots. We're gonna keep them out there, keep rolling till the last brick is sold, or until the 31st of December. Tony, we'll stop because on November the 1st, next Friday, we'll be meeting with the contractor
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and Piedmont Park. So we'll be able to come back out of that meeting and tell you basically when we'll have a groundbreaking.
Right. Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
excitement
It-
about
it is.
where we at, because see, whether you buy a brick or not, you have only 12,000 opportunities. So I hope if you're serious about wanting to leave a legacy, join the legacy that you're leaving.
Yes.
You know, this is our generation. And I'm gonna say this: it's not just for veterans; it's for anybody.
Yes.
Anybody that want to put their name on an engraved brick in the park of the Sons of Atlanta, because this is just the beginning. We're gonna be going and advocating that every county, every state do this, so that we can make sure people understand the value of military service.
Yes.
These are your sons, your uncles, your daughters, your mothers, your brothers. You know, you need to value what they serve for you to have this freedom and these opportunities, and we got enough for everybody.
Yeah.
Don't let folks talk about the immigrants. They're all immigrants.
If you're not Native American,
You're an
you're
immigrant.
an immigrant.
So you know what? Don't let them play on our ears, man.
yeah.
You know, we got to stop letting these folks manipulate us
Yeah.
with our feelings, playing to our feelings,
Yeah.
our fears. See,
Yeah.
and they got people fearful of each other, right? I mean, I told you this story one time where they had me caught up in it. I was at home one night, and about 2:00 in the morning, I saw 3 black figures through my door with hoodies on. I went, "Am I gone?"
Yeah.
Open the door, it's my grandson. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Really.
You know, they just broke down, the car broke down, where they know at Papa's house, I'm going to my granddaddy's house so I can get home. You know, that's all they want to do is get home. They ain't no danger to me.
And the thing about that is, 40, 50 years ago, that thought that you had would have never been a part of it.
Never.
You know, you'd have walked to the door, open it, hey, you know.
Yeah.
There
No fear at
was
all.
never any fear.
No fear.
Hey,
Yes.
most of us didn't have locks on the doors that would have
you
withstood
brought up, so when I was going to high school and elementary school, I can't never remember having a key
Exactly.
because the door was never locked.
No.
I just walked up to the door and turned the knob and I'm in the house.
Exactly.
So you're right, man. I didn't think about it.
Not only the front door, but the back door.
If we didn't have that,
No. No locks on the doors.
so we can have it again, can't we?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Man,
You
that's the
know,
hope,
we,
man.
we can get to that point of comfort and loss of fear of our neighbors. These were our neighbors.
Yeah, our neighbors,
Our
man.
neighbors and our family members.
So this call to unity is deeper than,
It's
you know, when you said before, you said this project was anointed, God sent, you know, it's anointed. And they keep doing that, Tony, because
Yeah.
I was at the meeting with Michael Wednesday. I made myself available to go in there because I wanted to make sure he got the message about the meeting in the park because I want him there.
yeah.
You know, I want him there because he done did what
Oh,
not for Michael.
Yeah,
not for Michael.
for it, not
like,
for him.
Like
Yes.
like the angel Michael.
Exactly.
To this project, this brother has done some amazing work.
Yeah.
The guy that rooted us in this project, got it rooted, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Yes.
And I ain't gonna say because I think God used all of us, but
Yeah.
I look at the little small group of task force. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of them came and gone,
Yeah.
but we had the
But-
core stuff.
That was part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
When you'll come in and make your donation,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you have nothing else, you move on.
Move on.
Everybody and all of them made donations
Yeah, to where
of
we're at.
information for us to use to get us to where we are now.
Right now.
And so we have to accept that.
Yes, yes.
It's all positive.
It's all positive.
It is.
So, Tony, with these three pillars, man. Now,
Yeah.
I've been telling folks, we're gonna have three pillars at the park. That's this is why we gotta meet with the contractor, and we know he got the plan because that's been approved, so he can't deviate from the plan. But the plan is for construction. He just gonna do the construction. We got to do the fill-ins.
Yeah.
So we got to do, and we're doing an app. It's gonna be a free app where you're gonna be able to get all of the honorees on an app, and you got their profiles, right? And this app is also gonna connect you up with all of the other memorials, Vietnam War memorials in the state.
Yeah.
We're going through the state because the chapters have done some amazing things. This is their legacy.
Yes.
This is our legacy. So we gonna support our legacy.
Yes.
We're gonna
Yeah.
build our legacy because we want our young people that's serving in the military right now to keep on doing what they're doing. We don't want them to be discouraged by the rhetoric and the politics, because it can make you say, man, what the hell am I doing? You got somebody that want to be president and calling me a sucker and a loser.
Yeah.
Why would I want to keep on doing this? Because it ain't no easy job, man.
No.
When you got to be away from home and you can be dispatched anywhere they want to send you to do whatever they want you to do when you get there.
And there's always a possibility you may not
You may
return.
not come back home. You might come back home in a box
Oh yes.
with a flag dripped over it.
Or you may come back home wounded.
Wounded.
For the rest of your life.
rest of your life.
You know, not just the physical wounds, but like you deal with the trauma.
The trauma.
Oh,
The trauma.
yes.
And I thank God for using me because except for the grace of God, I'll be destroyed. Because it destroyed me. It took me to the bottom of bad behavior.
Yes. Yes. Very bad behavior.
Very, very bad behavior. So, but my mom used to tell me it ain't over. She said it ain't over till God says it's over.
That's
so
it.
you ain't gonna stop. You ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna stop praying.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna stop believing.
Yeah.
See, when faith, I'm gonna tell you something, Tony. I like to, for every veteran, when they got time to read Matthew's the 8th chapter, 5 through 13th verse. That's when Jesus was dealing with the centurion, and some Bibles they'll say, but they'll tell you, and most of them, the soldier that had a soldier that he was down, and he knew that Jesus could help him up. So he went to Jesus, and Jesus was doing what he's doing, and the centurion said, "Wait a minute, now I done did some devilish stuff, man. I'm not, Lord, wait a minute, hold up. Hold up. I'm not worthy for you to come under my roof." He probably had some stuff going on that roof that he
Of course,
But he said, "I'm not worthy. But just speak the word. Just speak the word. I know it. Your word."
Yes.
And that's what you did as a veteran. You gave your word.
Yes. Yeah, we all did.
We all gave our
We
word.
gave our word that we were going to defend this country and the Constitution.
Against
As they say,
all
come
enemies.
hell or high water.
Against all enemies.
Oh, yes.
Foreign or domestic.
Yes.
I don't see no reason for me, Tony, to break my oath.
Because
Listen.
even now it holds true.
Yeah, and listen, I seen young men die. Bro.
Yes.
I got friends, people I walked with, people I was fighting with. I saw him die for this. You think I'm gonna forget that and turn on them? They had my back.
Yes.
They died for me.
And to hear a person who wants to be president of the country speak down about them and their service.
Listen, man. It bothers my mind. You know, it bothers my mind. It reminds me when David showed up with Goliath when all the soldiers were scared. Right?
Okay.
That's what it reminds me. Like Goliath was there before David got there. He was ranting and raving against the army and telling them all kind of suckers, and David showed up, with a faith. Hey, bro, man, you blaspheming. That's the first thing you doing against my God.
Yes.
And I know my God well enough to know he ain't gonna tolerate that, bro. he ain't finna let you walk with that.
Right.
Now, so I'm looking around to see what these other suckers, I don't care. They tried to put David on the wall with fit. None of that worked. Because David said this here, the battle is not mine.
Yes.
It's the Lord's.
Yes.
It's the faith. And Jesus said this about the centurion. No greater faith have I seen.
Yeah.
No greater faith.
Man would lay down his life for his country.
No greater faith
yes.
have I seen than this.
Yes.
The veteran. Mm-hmm. This is the veteran. He's talking about us.
Yeah.
So I don't see no reason for us to be laid back no more, Tony.
Yeah.
I'm just like that, man. I think this the call to unity that we got here in Atlanta is all over the world. Mm-hmm. We're going to take it all over the nation to every veteran because we calling your faith, bro, sister. And we had some beautiful guests on the show that then committed themselves to the unity call.
But then that's true of just about everybody that's been on the show. Mm-hmm. They see the value of it and they want to be a part of it. So they're committing whatever organization they're associated with to be a part of this.
Yes. And I'm so grateful to the Status Network because, Tony, we've been trying to do this a while. Now we're at the pinnacle of being able to take the show nationwide because as we spread the call for unity, we're going to talk about let them join, call in. That the brother just called in that was supposed to be on here today was from New York. Is in New York, and I want to get him on here because he got some good news. He's a veteran. Yeah. And he got a company that's going to help veterans economically, So we're looking forward to him being on here. So we just got to get it down. When you got something to do it. Yeah. You got a time frame to meet it. I have stuff marked on my calendar all the time, Tony, because I was supposed to be at a meeting with Sean of the Black Women's Association. She wanted me to meet a young man that got some housing for veterans. The problem with some of this stuff is what I've been saying along. When people looking for housing for veterans, they're looking to make money off of veterans, and the system is messed up right now. Yeah. We need you to come on board so we can straighten the system out so they can get the vouchers. Mm-hmm. Right now, they're holding back on the vouchers for the homeless people. They telling folks they ain't got no vouchers. And the VA had $307 billion. Okay. It just get me though, Tony.
Yeah, we're doing our part of getting the word out. Yeah. And a lot of times you're going to find yourself having to repeat things over and over again before it registers with somebody, And all of a sudden you're going like, oh, didn't I hear that somewhere? Yes. Where was I heard it? Oh, that's where I heard it. And then, but a lot of times, the person has to be truly in need before they will remove the things that's blocking them from actually seeking the help they need. Yeah. And recognizing the fact that it's out there. It is out there. It's a challenge. When we look at our VA and it's not doing what it was designed to do. And that's a challenge for, and so we can understand the frustration that those veterans that are going there looking for that service and not getting it. Yes.
And and Tony, we had another victory in the chapter from VA. I got to say this, but it was so messy. It took so long. Right, his sister came down. She finally got the DIC that we've been fighting for since 2020.
Yes.
Except for the grace of God, she had to move downsize her life because her husband died, and he was service connected at the point of death. But the condition that he died from, and it took the VA all this time to grant her the benefits. But she thanked us for our due diligence and pushing and sticking with it and encouraging her to stay with the fight, because if you don't stay with the fight, the VA gonna win.
Yeah.
I just tell everybody, when they come to us, if you ain't ready to fight, if I say something that you got a case, we'll fight with you. But we ain't gonna, we're not gonna tell you got a case and we don't see it. We're gonna be truthful with you so that you won't be wasting your time. But most veterans got a case. I have seen very few people that came to me and didn't have a case. Maybe 2 or 3. It was just some people that some people just keep digging that stuff.
Yeah.
Even though they done maxed out. But most veterans got a case. That's why we look at the plight of veterans. That's why when we report to concerned black clergy talking to the churches, we talk about the plight of veterans. That's what they're concerned with. And we want to thank them for allowing us to run that organization. Still running it.
Yep.
And have their back. They got our back. So we're looking forward to doing a Call to Unity presentation at CBC, probably in November sometime.
Yep.
To make sure that the churches get an opportunity to participate, because they got veterans sitting in their pews every Sunday.
Yeah, hundreds of them.
Throughout this county.
Yep.
Now it's time to stand up with us. So we're gonna take old Pete apart for that day.
Yes.
Okay, Tony, close it out.
Yeah. So we're here every Saturday from 4 to 5 o'clock. Stylus Network. Join us. Follow us on
Instagram.
Facebook,
Instagram.
and Instagram. And my tongue is getting tired. Follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. We'll be here next Saturday, 4 to 5 o'clock, talking about veterans concern. We'll see you next Saturday.
And you can share this program too. Just look at it. You can go back and look at some of our past shows, and you'll see that we ain't new at this. We're true at this.
Yeah, right.
And this is what we do. And I'm thanking for doing it. Thank you, Tony.
All right.